I'm here supporting ACES because I think it's an incredible program that cities all across the country need. I also think that Seattle is a really exciting time right now because there's a lot of incredible artists of color doing incredible work, and to be able to showcase it in a way that is like fun but accessible is, I think, something that I had to be at.
This is our second year of doing it, and we're really excited about how much it's really been a way of really bringing artists of color together. They inspired the idea, they've been leading this effort, and really centering them so that we can celebrate the brilliance and creativity and the value that artists of color deserve in our society.
When I first saw that there was this Artists of Color Expo and Symposium happening in Seattle, I was like, gotta be there. I've been back and forth between Cali and Seattle my whole life. And when I got here, I immediately met some amazingly talented artists of color, right? But it was so fragmented. So it's like bridging these folks and bringing folks together that I think really helps. You know, we can collaborate together and create, greater movements, greater art, and just benefit our communities even more.
Art is important to our community right now because it is a very intentional way that we're able to demand fair wages and labor practices. So all these different ways in which our elders and ancestors have fought for fair wages, for fair housing, for all those different things, art plays a huge role in that. So an opportunity, especially for Black and brown artists, to kind of sit together, talk to each other, and to be honest about what is going really well for us or what we kind of need support on, I think is hugely invaluable.
An event like this, where it really centers people of color as artists and looks at POC and Black artists in a professional way that they're not usually seen or not easily seen, is really powerful. It's very apparent that we all have so much to learn from each other, but I think just bringing us all together so that we can view each other's work and process, because it's not so easily accessible in mainstream galleries and institutions and schools and art programs. It's just like we had to carve this out for ourselves so that we could do that work.
I am here today to show my fashions from past collections and talked about my history in fashion and the inspiration and the process of being a designer slash seamstress. To be a part of this kind of brings back that feeling of having a collective and being surrounded by other artists of color. It gives me a place to get inspired, to inspire other people. That's what excited me about this.
I know, being an immigrant kid, how crucial it was to my life. When I couldn't speak any English, it was art that helped to motivate me to stay in school and to learn. I know for many kids and families, art is a lifesaver. And so I think that this question of is there a room for art when there is so much going on? The answer is absolutely. You cannot underestimate how important your work is to the world right now. It is so critical because art makes people feel seen. It makes people feel a sense of belonging and community and hope. And we are in desperate need of hope and beauty right now.
I think one thing is beautiful about the arts is that it's produced from our bodies. Whether you're a painter, you're using your body to create the gesture of the movement. Whether you're a singer, you're using your lungs to create an emotion. Whether you're a dancer, you're using your body to create things. And we all have that we can relate to. And even if you don't understand it, there's something that you can use as an access point to discuss things. That is, I think, where the sparks happen, and that only happens in the arts because it's a very particular approach to exploring our humanity.
Folks of color don't necessarily have a space. You know, especially here in Seattle, we don't necessarily have a space other than like the community that we form among our own people. And in many aspects, that community is always under attack, whether it's through gentrification, through other sorts of forms of capitalism. Racism is still very deep in American society. So by not having a space, it's very difficult for us to be authentically ourselves. You know, and spaces like ACES for sure just allows for myself and everybody that was performing and has their art displayed today to have that space that hopefully we'll for sure have permanently.